I want to move on to kind of some sober truth telling. Um, one thing that really stuck out to me in Martin's letter, and it sticks out to me, and every time I get a post or response or a question like this, is some ideas about, well, this is why I got married, isn't it? Don't people get married to be this for each other? And I think it's an interesting way to think, but I want to tell Martin a very true thing here, that you might believe that you got married for connection and support, and we've grown to call that love, but it's anything but love to be insisting that someone else serve your needs. And so I wanted to dive into that a little bit. There's some statements that Martin makes. I chose to get married because I value support, love, and companionship. Now, I might just be reading some things into this, but what I hear in there is a little bit of resentment that I'm not getting value.
Yeah, I love the wording. I value it, but if you substitute the word need or require for that, I got married because I require support, love, and understanding.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
It's different to value it. A man who values that, you'll always know a man who values those three things when he comes from those three places. Every time you see him talking to anybody in the world, he exudes and demonstrifies. Is that the word? Personifies.
Demonstrates, yeah.
Demonstrates, demonstrate. Yeah.
We're going all George Bush now, are we?
Yeah, demonstrify. He lives it. He is that, and this is where we're headed, right? The end game. We're already poking at the end game here. Until somebody can actually personify the values they claim to be so important, what they're trying to do is just get it.
Right.
And that's right. In Martin's sentence there. I value it. Yeah. We'll see how often, with all of your clients, all of your friends, all of your family, everybody you know, if you value it, then we would see you continuously being a conduit for those values. And if you're not doing that, it means that you actually need it because you feel empty.
Right. And I think that's the sober part of the conversation to have, is you feel empty. And that goes back to what you said in the beginning, which is these are ultimately beliefs. And Martin kind of gave us away in one of his other statements where he said, human nature is such that we desire or even need those things from others to be truly fulfilled. That resonates with an older version of me, because I thought the same thing. And since I thought it was out there, like the Holy Grail, I felt like, again, that pressure, I've got to find it before it's too late, because if it's out there, the last thing I want to do is play a game in the first quarter where it's all fumbles, because there's just not enough time to find the game I feel like I can win, right? Mm. Because the reality is, I didn't see myself as a valuable part of the team, right? So, and I get that. I think actually for most men we talk to, that a big part of why they have this, and Martin actually articulated it really well, is they don't believe they're worthy on their own for the life that they want. So they don't feel worthy to play the game unless they find a team who's going to somehow miraculously want them to play despite their deficiencies and lack. So I wonder what you had to say about that.
Yeah, first, just a button on that last thing you said. Nobody wants a guy in their team who thinks they're the worst wide receiver, right? Even if you're not the best wide receiver in the league, they want somebody who thinks they are, right? Who's going to act like it. At least they're on the road there. Nobody wants a person who's already admitted that, no, I'm not the best one out there. So a man has to decide that he is good. He is whole. He is valuable. He is worthy, even on some days when you don't feel like it. There's another sobering truth, since we're in the sobering truth part of our conversation. We can look for data. Men will go, I've done this, go online and look for psychological studies to show that I deserve attention, support, encouragement, love, and sex. You can find data that shows if babies don't get touched in their first few hours of life, they could die. Oh my God. We talk about how it's human nature to need this from each other, and it's just natural, and it's so natural. It almost sounds like a closing argument in a court case. Therefore, don't you believe she should love me better than she's loving me? Right?
Let the record show.
Let the record show. I have data here. And so this is the sobering truth. Grow the frick up. because you're not a baby anymore. Yes, babies, children in the nurturing developmental stages of life need things they can't give because they're immature and they are insecure. As a man reaches the age of 35 years old, we want him to know by this time, you need to be working on being more mature and more secure. Why? I know it sounds like the lone wolf thing. Well, what's the point of being married if I can meet all my own needs, which was Martin's question. The point is that the idea of self-reliance, self-fulfillment, self sourcing, as we like to call it, the whole idea is that when you know you're whole and you can like yourself enough and feel enough respect and esteem to know at any given moment, regardless of what's going on outside you, especially with her, that you're okay, only from there can you give unconditional love, agape love, as the Greeks would call it. Only when you achieve a certain sense of security and maturity and stop indicting all the circus out there for not giving you what you need can you properly love a woman.